Hello, this is Demon Phoenix with a quick tutorial about The Witcher 3 and what I call skill switching. And this is just revolving around the fact that if you use decoction toxicity and no potion toxicity, you won't take any damage. So you can have as many decoctions as you can possibly get active, and that will increase your damage using the Euphoria mutation. Skill switching lets you then switch out those skills after you've applied the decoctions and switch them for other skills that you can use in combat. This revolves around Acquired Tolerance and Metabolic Control, which are two abilities that increase your toxicity to the maximum of 297 if you know all of the alchemy formulas in the game. And then if you want to take it even further, you can apply Manticore Gear like you see here. And the Manticore Gear from Blood and Wine has bonuses that allow you to increase the toxicity even further to over 320. This is important because it lets you use 5 decoctions, which is 4 normal decoctions, and then the Basilisk decoction as the 5th one, which is the only decoction in the game which only takes 40 toxicity. That brings you to 320 in total. And this is used with the mutation Euphoria from Blood and Wine to greatly increase your sword damage and also your sign intensity whilst you're at that high toxicity. What you do afterwards is, after you've applied the decoctions, which last for quite a long time, you switch back to the gear that you want to use in combat, and you switch out the Acquired Tolerance and Metabolic Control abilities, and it gives you a couple of free slots to replace with other general abilities to increase your damage, or other red abilities or sign abilities depending on your build. It's really useful. So step by step, the first thing you do is have the mutation Euphoria, and then equip Acquired Tolerance, and that increases your toxicity to 267. And then Metabolic Control, which increases it by a further plus 30 toxicity to the maximum of 297. Once you've got the 297 toxicity, that's enough to apply 4 decoctions at 70 toxicity each. But then, like I said before, you can take it even further by applying Manticore Gear. If you are playing from level 40 onwards and through most of New Game Plus, you can have the Manticore armour, the Manticore boots, and the Manticore Trousers. And those 3 together, if you carry them in your inventory at all times, you can switch to them whenever you want to apply the decoctions, and that'll take you over 322 with Acquired Tolerance and Metabolic Control. If you're on New Game Plus, you can use the Legendary Manticore boots, the Legendary Manticore Trousers, and the Legendary Manticore gauntlets, and because you're not carrying the chest piece, that's a little bit lighter but still gets you to 320. When you've got the skills and the Manticore armour applied, this has to be out of combat, but you make sure that you do it before you start any combat, and you can apply the 4 decoctions. And then the 5th one you apply is the Basilisk decoction, which is, like I say, 40 toxicity and takes you to 320 in total. And you can see there that because that's all decoction toxicity, that doesn't cause you any damage in combat, and then you can just switch the abilities around, keep the bonus from Euphoria, and keep the decoctions active. So you only have to do this once every hour or so, if that, because the decoctions last a long time depending on how many green skills you have. And the last thing you do is you just switch those skills out and you put your armour back to the one that you actually want to use, the one that suits your build best, and then you have the bonuses of the decoctions and the Euphoria bonus and the armour that you actually want to use. And then you can put the other skills in place, so you have extra skill slots there. See, here is an example. You can use 2 yellow ones, so I'm using cat school techniques and rage management there, or you can do it and have some further sign abilities if you're using a sign build, or red abilities if you're using a combat build. So you can mix it up, and it's a really useful thing to use. You can actually use it in the early portions of the game as well, so it is useful right through the game. For example, if you wanted to apply Acquired Tolerance early in the game when you only have a couple of slots for abilities, you could apply Acquired Tolerance, use 1 or 2 of the decoctions using that extra toxicity, and then swap Acquired Tolerance out for a combat or a general skill, and something that's a bit more useful in combat. So you can use this right the way through the game. Try it out, see what you think, and let me know if you have any comments. Thank you.